Come on in the room. I heard say, oh Lord, come on in the room. Don't forget, y'all, coming up on May the 18th, that's at 8:05 Eastern Standard Time, we will be having the one and only Onyx Styles in the building with us that evening, coming in to shake things up a little bit and give y'all what just a little light something something because we're gonna get it in one way or the other. Hey, how's everybody doing? I know I'm running extremely late, y'all. Please forgive me. I've had so much going on. I was contemplating not even doing a show or whatever tonight, but this came across my desk. Um, and I feel like it's a topic that we need to talk about. We need to stop sweeping things up underneath the rug. And we're going to do our videos and everything tonight. I'm not going to dedicate a whole bunch of energy into it because I don't want people to feel like that I'm being um, binary one way or the other of the situation. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it and we're going to go, we're going to let loose and let God. First, before we get started, what's going on? Look back at it. Leslie, how you doing, baby? 305. What's the beat? This baby. The Anthony Brown show is in the house. The one and only Black Beauty herself, Tasha the Gemini. Breezy Breeze in the house. And what? Diva One is in the building. So without further ado, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and do what? We're gonna get this show started and then we'll be right back to talk about we're gonna talk about it a little bit and then we're gonna laugh a little bit and then we're gonna be out, y'all. So hold on just a second until we get ready to do what? Get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome again into the building. Welcome again into the building. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into one or two things, and then we're gonna do what? We're gonna do the what? We're gonna laugh to laugh to laugh. To all of my birthdays that's in the house with us this evening, I like to say welcome and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Giving up is not an option. Happy birthday.
So we're gonna jump right into one of the topics at hand. We're gonna start talking about, well, we as in me, you in the audience. We're just gonna talk and have ourselves a good time tonight. 'Cause that's the show. It's just me tonight, y'all. So just like y'all get a little good old 101, and then we're gonna do just me and you. So we were talking last night on the Savon experience. That's at on YouTube at Savon 1111. We were talking about it last night, and over the course of her 24 hours, she takes and goes to I think it was on not Instagram, but she took and she went to her She went to her Twitter page, and this was today. She says, she's claiming that people are, because of everything that she said about the community, and when I'm using the terminology, the community, not the black community, but the gay community, that especially the trans community, that she's been receiving hatred and violence and everything, response to her and her DMs and different things. Um, and but she fails to realize, whenever you're taking and doing a rant and a rave like that, you think that you're not going to receive any type of backlash behind that. And that's one of those things, like we were talking last night. Why were you not taking think about the actions before you take and actually do the actions, and say the things that you take and you do. I'm trying to find it so I can read it verbatim what she had said, y'all. So y'all bear with me just a second. But I feel like, she's getting what she deserves in a sense, because if she got online and was reckless with what she was saying, I agree with Savon when she was like, that's a conversation that you could have had in private versus you're having that conversation out in the open. Because once you take and you put it into the open, it's a wrap. Um, it really is. It's a wrap because of, you know, when we take and we put something out there digitally, and whether it's live, pre-record, or whatever, I don't care if it's up there for 5 seconds. If someone has seen that information, it can be attained. There's always a digital footprint of that. So I don't care if you say that you stopped doing this and you stopped doing that and never, ever, ever again. Let's look at some of the other Instagrammers and Twitter's feeds that's been out there from people's past from 5, 6, 7 years ago, that people still have the power to go through and to snatch it and to pull it back up and then to take and put it back out there. So she gets onto her social media platform. She says, since the news aired about the place bar in Miami, I have been under attack. I have been physically assaulted, and my home address have been debauched. People that have shown up to my house, business, to terrorize and harass me. Um, we have been turning off our phone lines. I'm currently at an undisclosed location trying to figure out what's next. I need support. Again, taking it, turning around and turning into trying to use this as she's being a victim, and trying to being a victim, so she will be perceived as a victim instead of taking responsibility of the foolishness that she took and she put out there. And then I love it when, quote unquote, cisgender women taking use the terminology that they're trying to do it to save the children. How can you take and save someone that's 18 years old, has a sound mind, sound body? Because she was taking and trying to make it out as if, what's up, Eugene? What's up, my baby's out an artist? How can you take and put it out there as you're trying to save the children, but the children is of age, because 18 in the United States is legal age to vote, to go off to war, and um since 1989, for people that has not done their research, since 1989, um, transism has been taken off of the mental illness board. Diva one, do me a fat check on that to make sure I'm correct, but it's been taken off of out of the psychological as being a mental illness, is what I'm trying to say. Um, but you can get online, you can rant and rave, and you feel like that there should be no repercussions for you getting online, ranting and raving, and not being professional about what you're taking and saying. When you're in a professional setting, you still have to have, regardless of you doing your own thing, regardless of you having your own business or whatever the case may be, you still have a certain mind frame, a certain setting that you have to take and maintain at all time. Even though I'm not this super huge YouTuber yet, I'm still being mindful of the things that I say, the things that I'll allow, the things that I take and I try to put out there, because if it's something that you regret, it's going to take and turn around and it's going to bite you in the butt. Um, Right, Zylan. I feel the same way. I'm so tired of people always using their children as a way to deflect when they're called out. Yes. So that's where I'm at right now with the situation. And then an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, Tokyo Tony got onto her Instagram. And Tokyo Tony had words to say about, that this just man's and dresses, this, that, and the third. But you were on, not even a year ago. Well, it's been a year. Whenever you was on the Queen's Supreme Court with T.S. Madison, do you feel that same energy? That's my question that I would like to ask to her, because if she feels like that, trans women are nothing but men in dresses, do you feel that same way? And I posed that question to her, and if she ever sees this video, if either one of them ever see this video, hey, come over here, let's talk. I have no problem talking to you. We can talk head to head. I'm not scared by anything that you said has been your past and all this, that, and the third, and and Miss King is sitting up here and she's begging and asking for help and shelter and security and money for attorney fees. And she said she's even said, she said, I bit off more than I can chew. And she's trying to say now that the gay community is the new terrorist group in the United States. Lady, we've been persecuted for so much. We still get persecuted damn near every Sunday when you go into church, especially if they figure out what your tea is. The pastor first thing, his whole sermon turns from, he could be trying to do a eulogy. And for people that don't know what a eulogy is, preaching at a funeral, be up there doing a eulogy, and then the whole, you're going to hell if you're gay, just because if they see someone that is gay in a church. And then she has ignorant comments up underneath there, praying for you, license to carries, one person was saying, and then hold it down. The backlash is coming. Backlash is coming for those freaks. So when and how do we become freaks? If not too long ago, that's how they view black men. That's how they view black women. Not even 60, 70 years ago, that's when we as a black culture got a right, got the right to vote. And even then, we were still not seen as equal. Even now, we're still not seen as equal. Make it make sense to me. See, I'm not gonna get on here. I'm not gonna cuss you out and call y'all kind of dumb B's and H's and all this kind of stuff, because it's time out for that. It's time out for the foolishness. It's at a point now that instead of always dividing us, and I do feel like if Dr. King was still here, he would be very ashamed of you, ma'am. And the reason why I say that he would be very ashamed of you, he always taught for equalities for all lives. He always stood for justice for everyone. He never said but this one or singling out that group of people. If the small minded people that you represent sat back and they looked at a lot of the accomplishments and the things, if that's the case, stop listening to playing our music in church. Stop having us as choir directors, choir directors, if you want to be Pacific. Stop having us as your makeup artists and stylists. Where I don't understand it. If if it's that much hatred and that much anger inside of you, you can never go. Why don't you? What if everyone that feels the same way that you feel, especially in the black community, why don't y'all go back to Africa and see how y'all truly get treated? I've worked with them. I have been fortunate enough to be around certain people like that. And I've been fortunate enough and then unfortunate enough to hear their roles and views. Since y'all always said this doesn't happen in Africa, this, that, and the third, and all this kind of stuff like that, do you not realize that Black people as a whole, we were not only in Africa, that we actually were here with the Indians and the indigenous people of this country? Not only that, the book that you go by, the Bible, is an incomplete version of the word that you're taking in, so hell bent on preaching and talking to. Um, so why don't all y'all that don't like that you can actually be who you want to be in America and be respected, and everyone is trying to fight for equal opportunities? Why don't all y'all get on a boat or in a plane, fly back to Africa and test the same theory out? See how much love and welcoming that you're getting there. Because the religion that you believe in here is not there. America, with all of the extra stuff that come along with being Americans, all people want is just the right to live and be who they are. Why is that so hard? Why is it so hard that you can't just accept your child for who your child is? Or it's okay to have double standards. Oh, I can talk to this one. I'm cool with Shauna. I'm cool with T.S. Madison. But you can't be cool with your own child. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you feel like that. It's okay that you can dog me out, but I can't say anything to you. Where's that same energy at? Because, I sit and I look at a lot of different things, and if y'all have not been checking out, my baby's over on the Kicking It with a Lyric official. My eyes have been already open, but it's been opened up a lot more, and they've had so many different forms of healers that have came on there and enlightened and opened their eyes up, and people fail to realize that when you have stuff shoved down your throat, it's a form of mind washing, a brainwashing, I might add. Excuse me for saying it incorrectly. But when you come into this world, a baby knows one thing, well, actually two: suckle to stay alive, and love if you teach that baby love. And I could talk a little bit about this, and I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with that. Um, I have a background working with disabled and handicapped kids. I studied to be a foster parent certified, and I am able to adopt if I want to. A couple years ago, I was not because of my sexual orientation. I am now in the state of Florida. And the biggest case that swayed and wooed or whatever, and to the judge was, in a lot of times in the um, adoption arena, most babies that are given up for adoptions are kids with disabilities. So if it applies to one group, it should apply to all. So what I'm saying is this: if a child does not know love, the child knows nothing but hate. You can walk into um, orphanage and you go into the 0 to 1 year old to 2 year old room. Most of them are dead silent. And you know why? The reason behind most of them are dead silent is because they don't have that bond with the parents, whether it's a mother or a father. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of fathers out here that take the time to be with their kids, want to be with their kids, have relationships with their kids, but can't be with the mother. And a lot of times the mother And I hate to say it since she wants to take and bring it up, the black wrong version of black women, the ones that take and use their child as a pawn against them, the same ones that want to be a part of the children life but no longer wants to be a part of your life. So every time you talk to them is about money. Every time you talk to them, you done got pregnant with a different baby daddy, but it's the same pattern. The pattern is in you. You're broken. You need to be fixed. You need to do the work and figure out why you're broken. You can't be upset with people or society or your children for the decisions that you chose to take and make. It goes back to being held accountable for the things we always want to cry wolf and cry victim, but we don't want to take responsibilities for the situations we put our own selves into. Why? Oh, it's the man's fault, or it's that one's fault, or I wasn't doing anything, I'm innocent, but you knew what you were doing at that time. Come on, people. Let's think about it. If you are that ignorant to the facts, you don't have to sit and if you were not at a place that you really wanted to go on to Dr. Phil's, other than you promoted what you deem that you hate. You promoted a angry black female that didn't want to take and learn, and an ignorant one at that, didn't want to learn, didn't want to try to learn everything that you exuded and you put for 35 minutes on that ridiculous live that got your pay suspended, that has the people going after you. And I don't agree. I don't agree with anyone trying to injure or harm anyone else because I do feel like there's a right way and there's a wrong way to handle any situations. But I do agree with you taking accountability for what you done. So the same evil, the same hatred, the same intolerance that you said that you don't like, now the tables turned and you want to play victim. You can't blame the next black person or the next black female that did not have the same obstacles that you had. She didn't go to jail. She didn't go to prison. She didn't do those things. You did those things. That's a part of your journey. Do you actually think that your cousin, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, would be happy with the ignorance that is coming out of your mouth? The misgendering of your own child, that hatred that you're showing to your child, which keeps the perpetual cycle going forward instead of breaking it. When, as we, as a black culture, and I know y'all probably, I'm sorry, y'all, but I got to get this out. Yeah, I know y'all probably don't want to hear this. So if you don't want to hear it, it can just be me in the camera. Y'all can click off now because I'm going to get to some videos, but I'm not getting to the videos right offhand. I need to take care of this and say what I got to say about this. That same ignorance that you was taking and saying and spewing out is the same reason why that in the black community, the highest suicide rate in the black community, and I'm talking from personal experience, is black trans people. That's that same ignorance that you want to walk up to a person and have equal rights and equal opportunities and equal pay. But listen to what you're saying. That's the same ones that take and make them leave the house at 15, 16, 17 years old, get strung out on drugs, and become the sex workers that you hate so much. Think about it. If when a child comes in, they know love. If you're teaching them love, guess when hate starts? Hate starts whenever they move on this journey called life. Hate starts when you sit and you think of all of the negative thing instead of the positive. Healing starts is whenever you're at that point that you can be held accountable for the things that you do and you move forward from that and you stop blaming everyone else. You put in the time, you put into work, and you work it out. Everything's not meant for this camera. Everything's not meant for this internet. But once it's out there, what can you do? There's always a digital place. There's always a digital copy of anything you say and do. You can't run away from it. You can't say that this one said this and that one said that. You said it. So the repercussions of what you did is what you're reaping right now. Since we want to go and we want to play words with the Bible, so a man thinketh, so a man is. So a man reaps, sows, so shall a man reap. Take that in mind next time that you feel like that you need to get onto your platform and you have so many millions of different broken women and men that follow you that should take and do the work not only to educate themselves, because you as a mother, you shame mothers. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you. To me, you shame mothers because the first thing you have for your child is unconditional love. That's the first thing you're supposed to have for your child is unconditional love. And if you don't have unconditional love for your child, check yourself. And if you're in the 30, 40, and 50-year-old age bracket, which you are in somewhere up in there, check your light bulb. Your light bulb is dim, baby. There is something seriously wrong with that situation. If all you can do is sit and spew hatred about something that comes from you. Prime example, if you need to know how to take and do it the right way, T.S. Madison experience. Go catch it. Learn something from it. Learn how to be a upright and respectable woman instead of an ignorant one that you so hate so much. Learn to be something more than you're not. You come from a royal legacy of people. You come from an outstanding legacy. When has your crown been broken? When are you going to pick your crown up and learn how to solder it and put it back together? When are you going to learn to love self? Just asking. Tasha, are you still in the building, baby? Breezy Bree, love you, love. What's up, Miss Sylvia Wilson? Um, yeah, I know cool down's supposed to be something that's uplifting and stuff. Um, we're gonna get to a couple of building videos or whatever. I'm gonna take a small little um text me, sweetie, if you can come in for a second, because I want to talk to a mother right quick, if that's possible. If you're not together, you can always just do it with your screensaver on. You don't have to come on camera, but text me and I'm gonna send you the link because I want to talk to a mother. If you're comfortable talking about this, if you're not, then I understand. But I just really want to hear from a mother's aspect of unconditional love. Because if you don't have that unconditional love for your child, what is it? What is it? But I'm going to pay a bill or two, y'all. We'll be right back after the word from a couple of our sponsors. And I hope I'm encouraging y'all, someone somewhere, to stop standing on that pedestal of the angry Black woman and to come down off of that pedestal and to educate that Black woman. We'll be right back after the word from our sponsor.
Meet Ali Tahir Mahmood, a freelancer on Fiverr. He has 5 years experience in data entry, logo designing, video editing, intro and outro videos, thumbnails, flyers, and all types of graphic related work. Client satisfaction is Ali's top priority. He offers 100% results and your money back guaranteed. Contact Ali today for a free quote. You can also find him on Instagram at Ali_Tahir_Mahmood.
All right, y'all. I'm trying to get this set up. Y'all just bear with me a second. I'm gonna go and um speaking of late lovely ladies that are on, y'all go check out my babies on the official Kicking It with Lyric show.
Three, two, one, zero.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
So, my baby, look back at it, Leslie. That's my girl too. Y'all know I'm not trying to overlook anyone. If any of my mothers want to come in, I really want to talk to my ladies for a few minutes, and then we're gonna get into some videos. Um, she said, "Hate starts at home, just like respect starts at home. If the child sees a parent disrespecting the child, if the child sees the parents disrespecting the child, will as well." And I get what she's saying. What she's basically saying though is that when love and respect is taught at home and is spread abroad, like the word says, since we want to take and we want to be Bible thumpers and we want to throw that out there to people, love and charity starts at home and it spreads abroad, which means if you teach it in the home, it'll spread abroad. And then someone else is in the comments saying that if you teach a child, if you teach a child, raise a child upright, they will never depart from the word. And then, okay, Tasha, take your time, baby. I'm not rushing you, but they will never depart. And then she said, well, because this not something that you can take on, you can run from, and the Lord's going to use them, this, that, and the third, and still study referring to the child as he instead of she. The Lord can use anyone. If you take and you listen, you can get a word from a TV commercial. You can get a word from a song. You can get a word from one of the dirtiest, nastiest, filthiest, low down, dirtiest songs that's out there. You can still get a word from that. Is that, do you have your spiritual mind open? Do you have your spiritual eye open? Do you have your spiritual ears open? Are you willing to do the work in order for you to grow? And I really feel like instead of all these angry, evil, vindictive people saying all of the stuff that they're saying, educate yourself. Learn the difference. Because, there's inside of the community, yes, there's subcultures in there, and everyone is fighting for one thing. Right now, you wouldn't say all that if that child was Asian. Because the black movement, believe it or not, if y'all want to say what y'all want to say, the black movement is done now. They done took and overshadow it with the Asian movement. Everywhere you popped up is Asian culture, this, that, and the third. And then we have excuse me, I won't say stupid. We have uneducated people like this that get onto line and take and put this type of hatred for your own culture out there. And it's ridiculous. Y'all give me a second. My Black Beauty is popping in right now. Y'all know her as Tasha the Gemini on Instagram, but I know her as my Black Beauty, and she is one of my babies that I have grown to love and learning to love on even more. And I'm gonna bring her in right now. Hey, my little muffin.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. I know you've been hearing what I was talking about, and I'm trying
Yeah.
articulated about how I'm saying stuff. I don't want it to come off as being hatred or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I've never had a child. I've had gay kids, and that's a little bit differently. But from a mother's aspect,
Okay.
can you walk down that road just a little bit? And you don't have to go as deep, but I'm giving you the floor because I really feel like that you have something that you need to say about this situation, and I'm going to yield the floor to you.
Yeah. Well, I have a son that's part of the LGBT community. And I mean, a lot of people really they don't know my sexuality as well. I'm bisexual. So I don't know if I've actually came out and told people that, but live in I live in the community as well. So to have someone to kind of blurt out and say certain things it's kind of unsettling. But in a way, when I my first my son first came out and he expressed that he was part of the community. At first I didn't like it because from what I learned, I was trying to make him heterosexual. I was trying to make him into what I wanted him to be.
Hmm.
So I had to learn to love him because everyone around me was part of the community, including myself. So I couldn't be hypocritical and say certain things that were going to harm him, that was going to make him hate himself, because hate really starts at the house.
Hmm.
So it really got to a point where it made us distance ourselves from each other. If that makes any sense. But
Hmm.
I didn't talk to him for a while, even though that was my son and we were in the same house. It was just very uncomfortable because it was like I didn't want to see the reflection of me in him.
Oh,
And
oh.
that's the
Can
thing
you say that one more time? You don't want to see what?
I didn't want to see the reflection of me in him because of how I was living. Because the reason why some people are hypocritical is because they don't want people to see the mess that they have. They want to throw it on someone else in order for them to come out to be victim. And that's exactly what this whole process, this whole ordeal is, because they want to see themselves higher or greater than other people. Because people
Hmm.
have to understand that the words that you use can tarnish someone's reputation. Not only that, it can hurt their lives, to the point where my son, he's 14, he just turned 14 on May the 2nd. He's already contemplated suicide.
Yes.
So imagine me being a mother having to really take him into my arms and say, you know what, whatever you want to be, I got to support you, because I'm not about to lose my son to no bull, not to something that I know that he wants to do, wants to be, and that he's literally, if he's gay, he's gay. I can't change that. I can only change how I view him, how I love him, how I give to him, how I nurture him, how I, keep the word hate from him, and how I support him and how I protect him. And if you can't protect anyone of the LGBT plus community, you just need to go ahead, pack up and go somewhere where it doesn't have that. And good luck finding that, because there are people that are in that community everywhere.
Right.
And I, me, Lyric, and Onyx, we met up last night and we were having a conversation about the community. And most people, the reason why they speak so negatively on it's because they simply don't understand it.
Hmm.
So what I've learned is sometimes we have to unlearn things in order to relearn them. And relearning it goes with finding people of that culture, finding people of that knowledge, finding people within that community that's going to help you understand that. And you're not going to be able to understand that if you're closed minded.
Hmm.
We're all human. If we
Hmm.
cut ourselves, we bleed the same. We all look the same on the inside. We have the same skeleton. We have the same heart. Why is it difficult to love a lesbian? Why is it difficult to love a bisexual or a trans woman or trans? Why is it that difficult to love someone that looks like you? And then if you want to throw religion on it, let's get there. You want to throw God in it and everything like that. If we were all made in God's image, whether we're lesbian, gay, or whatever the case may be, shouldn't you hate God too?
Oh,
So
hold
if you want
on.
to go deeper
Hold
in it,
on. You
do
done did that. You done did that. Go ahead and say that last little part again for the
it.
ones in the back that didn't hear you.
I'll say it louder. If we're all made in God's image, why are you hating people from the LGBT community? Why don't you hate God too? It's not fair as a people to actually hear slander and embarrassing things, because one thing is for sure, that community doesn't want to hear anything else negative because they're already dealing with their own battles.
already being persecuted inside the community.
I
And then,
mean,
we were sitting and we were talking about it last night. And then I'm gonna let you go on because baby, you hitting some heads on the nail that from a mother's aspect that's I would never be able to hit.
yeah.
But you're saying it, and I'm appreciative that you took the time
Oh,
out to come on here to say it.
no problem. I
This
throw homework aside for you, baby.
this is the thing for me myself, personally, that whenever they do say all the hatred and the evil, and people were sitting and saying last night, well, why is that in the gay community? Because it's taught at home.
Right.
And if you're never taught to love who you are as a person, you continue to do that with that same hatred in the street. That's why a lot of the trans women get killed, because
Yes.
those quote unquote over masculine men and the women that want to take and beat them and make them into men, they take and they hide who they are. So instead of being comfortable with who they are, they would rather take and kill the secret
Mm-hmm.
than to allow it to get out.
Right.
I'm gonna say
Sometimes.
that one more time because it's
Yeah.
deeper
Yeah.
than
Go
what
ahead.
people understand.
Yeah.
They
Go
would
ahead.
rather kill the secret and throw their life away than the secret to get out.
Right. My thing is, for people to dislike the community so much, it's almost like they're curious to know what it's like to be in it.
Educate yourself. They have flag
Mm-hmm.
family groups on Facebook that you can be
Right.
anonymous and go in there and talk to other parents if you're
Right.
that unsure of. They have groups like that on Instagram. They have groups
Mhm.
like that on Twitter
There's
that you
so
can
much
go on there
support
and
and there's so much support
Google
out
is your
there.
best friend.
Oh,
Google
like
is your best friend.
I mean, social media can be used in so many different ways, and people forget how powerful it is.
Right.
Negative information travels faster than the speed of light.
Well, and when it's out there, what it ain't never coming back.
It's
You
oh,
can't say that you ain't say it. Somebody gonna
right.
pull it up.
Or it's always somebody that's going to either screenshot it, record it, and then they can recycle it. So be careful of the words that you use because you could be harming somebody
Hmm.
who already contemplating and just moved away from the ledge. I remember, like I'm gonna share this quick thing or whatever.
You
Right
go right
before my
ahead.
son's birthday, before my son's birthday, um, my son told me I needed to talk to you. And this, I mean, we talk to each other all the time. They know they have an open door policy at the house. When he got to the point and told me that he was failing at school, which is a surprise to me because both of my boys they're honor roll students. If not straight A's, they're A and B because I don't play about education. So when
Hmm.
he told me he was failing, I immediately started texting his teachers thinking that that was the problem. He told me no. And I'm thinking, what was it? He says, well, I'm not going to say friends, but some people from school, they come to my Instagram page and they write stuff on my page. And I'm like, what do they write? The stuff that he showed me
Hmm. Start at
made
home.
me so mad to the point I wanted to go and grab every parent and punch them in the face until they turned blue. But it wasn't their fault. It's only from what they see that society doesn't like or what they taught or were being taught at home. So I told my son, don't worry about what they think of you. Worry about what God thinks of you, what you think of you, and what your family thinks of you. Because we've all been supportive of him well before he came out and told us that he was gay, but we already knew it. We were just waiting for him so that we can grant him the support. But with him saying that he was failing and he was depressed by that, he told me that suicide crossed his mind
Several times, I'm quite sure.
several times.
And he's
That's
probably
what broke
tried it
me
at
down.
least once.
And I wouldn't even be surprised. But by him telling me that face to face, I couldn't do anything. But I broke down crying, and the hug that I gave him, he was. It was almost like he didn't know that he had that support from me, and I never wanted him to know that. I don't support. At the beginning, it was like, I don't know, Cameron. I don't want you to do that. But it was from my lack of knowledge. But here I am. I'm dibbing and dabbing in the community. So I couldn't tell him not to do it. But when I told him verbally, I got you, son. I'm supportive, whatever you want to do. And I hear comments when we're out together, just due to the way he dresses and some of his movements and things. And I just kind of look at people and I give them a smile because what I really want to say, I know that karma can come back to me. And I can't do that because I'm trying to live a life peacefully so that both of my boys can live in whatever lifestyle that they choose to live. I got to be supportive of them either way. Just because I have kids doesn't mean that I have to use them as a crutch or a pedestal to show that
Oh,
I am a victim. I would
oh,
never do that.
oh.
I can't do that because every single person has to stand before God alone. And once you choose to put your mouth on somebody that you have no idea what they're going through, you are going to reap that karma, not one time, but tenfold, because God is watching you and he hears everything. So before you say something, pick up your own cross and bear it.
Mm.
And
See,
if you
that's
can't,
why. Mm,
don't say
mm.
anything at all.
But that's why I was saying earlier, learn in your actions. Because,
Yeah.
since you brought that up, I'm going to bring this up right here.
Okay.
You were saying that you knew way before your son came to you and said that he was gay. You knew.
Mhm.
If a mother's tuition is where it's supposed to be, I said a mother, not just a mom. I'm going to say a mom, not a mother, because there's a difference. You could be a mother and lay down and have children, but you can be a mama and actually be there and support your child.
Period.
A mama knows their child because a
Mhm.
mama's gonna know when they don't went through heartache, they don't went through pain. You know all that because you know your child because
Mhm.
you carry that child,
Oh, yeah.
and that's an advantage that a woman has over a man. But there's a difference between a father and a daddy too.
Absolutely.
I said all that to say this. You said that you already knew. You were
Mhm.
just waiting for it to come to fruition for your child to be comfortable enough to talk to you.
Right.
On the same token, she should have already known. She should have already seen the signs.
Let me
She should have been
intervene.
working towards. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let you finish. Let me intervene right there because I'll forget it. Mothers who raise their kids, they have a nurturing side. Women or moms who maintain their children
Mm,
have a useful side. Let me explain those. Nurturing means I can know about my kids, what they're doing, and I don't have to be around them all day long because I know my kids' structure and I know their pattern. A mother that's maintaining is only going to feed, only going to clean,
bare
and only
minimum.
going to just walk in and say hi and close the door. I'm not that mom. My kids know everything I do. I know everything they do. Right now, my son is in Atlanta with my aunt. Right now, my other son is in his room watching YouTube. I know exactly what they're doing at every single point. There's a difference between motherhood and actually being a mom.
Mm,
If you don't know nurturing, keep your legs closed. But if you do know nurturing, learn motherhood, then give off to offspring because there's too many kids out here that are motherless and fatherless and they have no idea what's coming for them in their lives, but they have to learn it with these people that are racist, these
mm,
people that are homophobic, these
mm,
people that have so many different crutches and codependencies. They're learning from people with their own childhood trauma. So if the community is not going to step up, whether black community, white community, LGBT, whatever, teach these kids something. And if you don't have anything nice to say, move the fuck around. Excuse my language.
period. Oh, you good, period.
But I'm just sick of people and their
Ism.
ways to describe things and do
Mm-hmm.
things. They already got their chair and their flight, their first class flight all the way to hell, and they don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
It pisses me off to hear someone down the LGBT community and they don't even know anything about it, all because they're curious and they're scared to jump out there because their friends might say something. Fuck you and your friends. Because at
Baby,
the
what
end of the
about
day,
the same ones that be talking about that, not only is you going to hell, but you done been either you're going to hell, everything about you is wrong, and all of the evil and the hatred stuff that they come on, Tasha.
it's so sad. It saddens me. And now that I have a son that's in that community, I mean, I knew I had friends there, but my son, it takes it another further. You're just not gonna say nothing about this group like that and just think that they're supposed to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, he's a black man. So that's a double dose of fuck no.
Mm.
So by me being in his life and supporting him the way that I do, if anybody crosses my son's page or even my page with that bull, trust me and believe me, I'm gonna have something to say and I'm gonna put you on blast. And I'm gonna find some of your family and I'm gonna
Hmm.
tag them too. Because what you're doing is spreading nonsense and negativity and neglecting, and
And then
it's
it's a form
it's
of
disturbing.
bullying.
Yeah, it's just disgusting the way that people do other people, and we're all supposed to be united.
But we supposed to love them. You're supposed to have unconditional love. How is that unconditional love and you're spewing nothing but hate?
If you don't know love, you don't know how to give it.
So I'm gonna ask you this, and I just really want to hear what your response is to this. Do you feel like that she's at a place that she's maybe stuck in a childhood that she needs to go back and she needs to work on getting herself together?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where it starts. If you don't focus on the problems that you've had as a child, you'll carry them into adulthood. You'll carry them into a marriage. If you don't handle what you need to handle, it's called therapy. It's called a journal. It's called something. You have to do something in order to get. Man, look, I had so many things that when I was a child, like I used to watch my dad do things to my mom that used to make me think that was the right way to love. You know, my mom used to always cook, always clean, and my dad used to abuse her physically, emotionally, mentally. So he got to a couple of times, I would just kind of sit back and watch when I got older, and I'm thinking, cool. So by me getting into my first marriage, that's when I thought everything was cool
That was
because this is
normal.
how a man is supposed to treat his wife. But it took me later on in my life to do some soul searching to actually see that ain't right.
Hmm.
You literally got to take a step back and say, hold up, that didn't work out right. That didn't work out right. It's literally trying to just find a strategy. And if you don't know that strategy, get help because right now she's looking real ridiculous. You
And
can't
now,
start a problem. You can't start the fire and then with matches in your hand,
right.
call out and say victim. You can't do that.
I was
Now
just
you
gonna
got
say
this
now she wants to
whole
be victim, and then
move.
now and then Tokyo Tony jumping right on board it. And like I was saying prior to when you coming in, she's on one of the most respected in my eyes. She's on royalties. She was
Oh,
on royalties platform. She was on T.S. Madison's platform. How do you get on someone as huge as that?
right.
But then you're saying that they're nothing but men in wigs. So does that mean that that's truly how you feel about Madison? Let's call it what it is. And
Okay.
then Angela Miss King, she gonna sit up there and she gonna says that she respects and she can call um Lord, I just had her name. What's her name? Shauna Brooks.
Mm,
Her, but you can't do it to your own child. And the difference is because Shauna is not her child. But
mm.
respect is respect.
Resp- Say that.
If you can say
Respect
it
that.
to even a dog deserves respect.
Hello. Anything with that's breathing.
Hmm.
The earth deserves respect. Everything deserves respect.
People
But
don't realize that whenever you can say one nice thing to take a person off that edge of committing suicide. You can
man,
say one wrong thing and you
yeah.
just cost that person their life.
You just and it was to even hear that come out of my son's mouth. It
Hurts.
literally it sunk me. Like I couldn't put a feeling to the words I wanted to use. Like I couldn't do nothing but just get up and grab them. I couldn't do nothing but grab them because that's the last thing you want to come home to is your child gone because
Mhm.
somebody said, not done, said something
Something
that was
something
hateful. That was
homophobic.
hateful.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're homophobic, I'm gonna say this. If you're homophobic, anybody that's listening, if you're homophobic, try it out first. Maybe you wouldn't be homophobic. Maybe you need you some dick or some pussy.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say that because I
Oh,
was homophobic at first. So I'm not calling the kettle black. I tapped into that community and I happened to like it. Didn't understand it, but I did it anyway. That's the reason why I was talking bad about it because I didn't understand it. And when I finally got into it, I would say this when I got into meeting people in the LGBT community, they have become some of the most loyal people around me.
mm.
They have helped me pretty much nurture myself, help me find myself, help me literally to keep my company around. Like they keep me energized, they keep my mind flowing. It's these straight people out here I need to be worried about.
Hmm.
They don't know what they want to do.
But they
Half
say
of
we the mafia and we the new terrorists. That's because we're pushing a
them,
hidden agenda.
right,
How? How? But
right.
we get persecuted by our own kind.
You can't because I've never seen a community stand so tight knit together. Even the black community don't stand close together like the
Well,
LGBT plus community.
well, well.
I mean, we
Where's the
don't.
lie? Where's the
There's no
lie?
lie. The LGBT community is so strong, y'all. Like everywhere I went today, I took Chanel to get her grooming today, and I was looking around at new clothes and stuff. They had a whole aisle at Petco that was colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Love is love. All love is love. Like, and I was just looking around like, whoa. Just let people do their thing. Let people be in their lane, driving their car. Don't come in their lane and cause no accident. Keep your same pace. Keep your same destination. Don't get in my lane.
But
Don't
that's
get.
why that's why I was saying earlier, Tasha. I know you've been here and I know you heard it, but that's why I was saying, why don't all of them just hop on a plane or a boat, go to Africa and see how they get treated?
Oh,
Because that same religion that they feel like is so powerful here, they
it's
ain't
not.
having it over there. And then they despise Americans.
They. Oh, you
They
know.
hate Americans.
Mm. And that's just the. We will have to have another interview for that one. But
Yes.
the the culture there in Africa, when it comes to religion, we don't see anything
Hmm.
of religion here. There, like I remember I was in Jersey. We went to a church. It was an African church. When I say those people praise God, they probably think, hey, if he take me today, he knows that I am like the way that they praise God. You can tell they
It's
know
different.
something we don't know.
Right.
And when the word went forward, I'm sitting there like, oh shoot. I missed so many of it growing up in the missionary Baptist church.
Hmm.
We don't learn because now the Bible, this might hurt some of y'all feelings, but the Bible is so fabricated these days because there are certain books that aren't even in there that you need to hear.
Right. Right.
Because everybody's thinking that Eve was the first woman on earth, but it was Lilith.
Hmm.
So if you guys really want to understand religion, pick up the real Bible. That King James version y'all got, that ain't real. That ain't right.
But that's what everybody swear by.
Don't
That's the
sweat by
only
that.
version. That's
Hey,
the
you
only
can't go by
version.
that because there are all those books are not in there.
And
And
they
so
would
while
never
you're
have all of them in there.
nope. So all these things that you're thinking about, being gay gonna send you to hell, and okay, well, why you talking crazy about me? You're not supposed to put your tongue on anybody else. That's a sin. You're not supposed to overeat. That's a sin. You're not
Hmm.
supposed to work on Sunday. That's a sin. Come on. Well, if you're gonna live by the Bible, let one truth be the entire truth. Don't just pick and choose which one you're going to live by. If you want to be a Christian and do this religion thing, do it the right way. But if you're not going to do it, shut up and stay
Mm.
in your lane.
Mm.
That's my spiel for the night, baby.
Mm. Shut up. But I would take it a step further. Not only shut up and stay in your line, but shut up and educate yourself.
That part. And if
You
you don't know how
can't
to educate yourself, it's people out here that can help.
you can't get from Pensacola to Las Vegas if you ain't never driven there before.
No.
You can't get there if you don't never sit down and do the time and say, okay, so we got to go this way by via the map, or we got to
Yes.
go this way via the airplanes, or we got to go this way via the trains
Right.
or the buses or whatever. You can't get from kindergarten to third grade and you don't take and do the work.
Right.
You got to educate yourself.
You got to.
You
And
can't
when
go
you're
from
doing
having
it,
a bachelor's degree to having a master's if you don't put in the work and the
you got to
time.
put in the work. And the whole time, this has to be pure.
Right,
If this is not pure, it's contaminating this.
right.
And when this is contaminated, this is where it comes from.
Mm.
Pour
Cuts
into
going
you.
in and cuts coming out.
You say what I'm saying? You can't give out what you don't have. Like, I've never seen nobody go to a bank that don't have an account at Bank of America and they're getting $100 out of it. It doesn't happen that way. You literally have to put things in it
I'm
in
trying to
order to
find something to
receive.
throw at you right now. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find something to throw at you right
I
now.
can't do.
You
Look,
better come on.
I was a preacher's kid, so I heard all kind of stuff. And so it's kind of like, I don't try to preach to people, but if I know some good stuff to say because it's the right thing to say, I'm gonna give it out. I'm not just gonna say it because it sounds good. I'm gonna say it because it's true.
How can you go to Bank of America and you with Navy Federal and get money?
And you ain't got no account there. You ain't put nothing in it.
It ain't applied for a loan, ain't got nothing there. You have no kind of
Nothing.
isms or schisms with Bank of America, but you feel like that they owe you money.
Right. But this is what they do. If they don't have it, they steal it.
Oh,
So then when I say, and let me take this back to our conversation, you're stealing people's pride. You're stealing people's happiness. You're
mm-hmm.
stealing their joy. You're stealing their comfortability. You're stealing their lives. Shut up. If you don't know anything, just shut up. Or ask that person, why are you like, why did you choose to be part of the community? I guarantee you they'll have a story for you that's going to impact your life to the point that's going to make you sit back and think, damn, why am I not part of the LBG?
Girl, I'm gonna throw a little bit more wood on the fire for you, just
All
so
right.
you can go ahead and you can spark it up just a little bit more. Girl,
Mhm.
she claims she has friends that are gay men that are
You're like,
part of the
nope,
community.
nope, absolutely not. Because if
I
you
was
love,
saying this, if she
mm-mm,
does, then that's that same hatred in that they have to be straight acting in order to blend fit into the misogynistic
mhm,
world that we live in.
mhm,
That's what kind of friends you have. You don't have actual authentic gay men that love who they are.
right, right. Sounds kind of hypocritical to me.
Mm.
Oh,
On
look,
that,
and really quick, I
go
just seen
ahead.
this comment from Xylent. King James was a homosexual. That's true.
And he hated
That's
himself.
true. That's true. But you guys hold this Bible like it's some type of work of art, like it's some type of plaque we supposed to follow. Honestly, I'm gonna say this, and I know this might make people mad. Fuck religion. Fuck religion. That's how I feel. Because religion has not been what we think it is. Because everybody puts their own knowledge onto religion.
And
If we
twist.
all and twist it up and they use it to their lives. If you're gonna live that way, learn religion the right way. It's so many different religions that we're trying to live under, so many different gods that we're trying to praise to. No, now, I'm not saying that I'm downing like religion 1,000%, but if there are things in the Bible that I'm not living right, and I've read the entire Bible from front to back numerous times, I didn't see anything in there that made me look at life and say,
Hmm.
I need to live every day like this Bible said, because pastors aren't even living every day like that Bible.
Mm.
The only person that lived every day like that Bible was Jesus, and he was still tempted by the devil, and he still was the only one to be pure.
Mm.
Other than that, the disciples, it was some kings in the Bible that didn't
Mm.
even live under God's word.
Mm.
So if y'all are going to throw religion in somebody's face, make sure that every single page of every book is something you're living by. And if not, go to hell.
Oh, well, with that being said, y'all. Mm. That was
I,
deep.
it don't. Hey, I get really, really deep when it comes to stuff like this because I don't like when people just don't scratch the surface. I like to swim. I like to go underwater and swim.
See, that's me too. And like I said, baby, if you Miss King or you Miss Tokyo, either one of y'all see this video, we willing to have a conversation with you.
Oh, I see.
But
Yes.
we're not gonna cuss, fuss, fight, and argue with you. As you've seen, both of us have been very articulate on what we said. We said what we said. We meant what we said.
Yeah.
Ain't no raising no voices. We gonna have everybody gonna have the opportunity to speak. But I put this out there. You ain't woman enough to do it. Neither one of you.
Oh,
Because if you are, you will learn something about yourself first. It takes two to do anything that you taking and doing, and all this extra and all this victim now, and because you done took and spewed all this hatred and evil out there, girl, bye.
bye
Because
bye.
if you sit and you look at a lot of the music that's been written for churches, been written
Mm.
by gay men,
Yeah.
learn something. Stop having us up there preaching and teaching and preaching and teaching
Directing choirs.
the choirs. Stop us
Hey,
from the praise dancing. If we put them together.
because y'all,
If you ain't learned anything, you should have learned something from knock knees over there that done fell over and she can't get herself right now. I can't think of her name.
you know
Kim
what?
Burrell. Baby, when all of the kids got done with her, you see how she looking now. But
And
you
that's what
can't
I'm
take and put
saying.
that hate out there and not expect for it to come back to you. That
Let me.
hate.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead, baby.
It
Go ahead.
comes. Let me tell you. In your Bible, it says giants fall. The bigger the giant, the harder to fall. So these two giants that came on the platform and said what they said, your fall's coming.
And you're
Since
definitely
you're
not gonna
heavy on
like it.
religion. Since you're
Hmm.
heavy on religion, let me throw religion back at you.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's all I can say. If you want to throw religion in it, let's make it
Huh.
make sense.
Make it make sense. Learn something before you try to take and put it out there to people. So, if you want to stick around for a second, I'm finna take and play a couple of videos. Maybe we can laugh a little bit. Then
Yeah.
we're gonna get ready to get out of here because
Hey,
we done
I'm
said
with
all
you.
we gonna say. We ain't finna sit up here and we ain't finna get them no more time.
No, I'm good.
You know. So don't forget to go out there and check out my baby Zada Artist, y'all. Now we'll have to say, because missed it for like a hot second.
Yeah.
Y'all show yesterday? I was listening to it at work, child. Y'all had me rolling yesterday. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say. Y'all had me rolling, and I gotta catch the rest of it because I got to the halfway point when everybody started singing. I said, "Oh, they singing and I can't even get into
I
it because I'm at work."
know.
I
I
was a
had
little pissed
such an
off about
amazing
that, but
time. The show, I love lyrics so much for starting this show because it's not only has, interviewing everybody's been great. I'm learning things on the way and it's making me understand more with the gentleman we had yesterday that was
hmm
talking about, relationships inside of the community. I really didn't think that there were strong relationships that lasted like that because it's so many people that are open for open relationships and they really opened up my eyes.
we can
I
hear you,
love it.
silent.
Oh, y'all can hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How are you tonight, Zylan?
Good job. Um, I was just trying to make sure everything was working smoothly because the girls tried me yesterday on my stream board. So, I couldn't give the read that I really wanted to give that whole yesterday, so I will continue some part of it today. First, giving honor to the Lord Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Who knows? I don't know how to act right
Silent.
ever
I ain't
in
got no tea
life.
in my cup right now.
You don't need it, girl. I'll give you some. Um, this is my problem. Thank you, Tasha, for coming up and giving the actual motherhood perspective,
No
because this is what
problem.
I have, and this is my issue with a lot of people. Stop using your goddamn kid as a shield. Like you getting like you when a daggone massacre happening, you use your child as a shield to shield yourself from stuff. Don't use your child to save yourself from the foolishness you caused for yourself, girl. Shut your fucking ass up. And I'm sorry, Jasmine, I don't need to be cussing on here like that, but I had to get that part out.
We done been politically correct at the beginning. You
So,
fine.
so shut your ass up. I'm tired of people just because you lay down and you let that man do what he needs to do and you're punani girl. That does
Your punani, Lord.
girl, you a mom just because of that. However, there's people out here that will be a better parent to your child than you are, bitch. Because they know how to treat a child. They know what it means. They know what the responsibility of being a parent is. They know there's people that are born women that can't have kids that would love to have a child. You're out here dismissing your own child because they're not what you want them to be.
Mm, shame.
Shame and a disgrace. And that's something else.
And
And
coming
then
and sorry, Jasmine,
go
but
ahead.
and then coming from somebody that is adopted, baby, honey.
Wait a minute. That just solved everything. She has childhood trauma issues.
No, I'm talking about somebody that me being adopted.
Oh, okay.
Coming
Okay.
from somebody adopted who is me, girl.
Oh, I thought you were
Those
talking about
two,
her.
these two, the
Oh.
people that I live, that are my parents, that will never not be mine. We don't share the same blood, but one thing about it, bitch, you better not say shit to them. We might have our arguments, we might have whatever it is. However, they chose me, girl. And the problem is, y'all always want to be talking about the kids, this, and the gays can't have no kids, and this, that, and the third. Well, bitch, there's all these kids in foster care. You don't care about
Mm,
their asses, girl.
mm,
You don't want to adopt them, girl, because they don't share the same blood as your ass. Girl, who gives a fuck? They need a family too, bitch.
yeah.
These
Wow.
kids out here, like, look at the poor baby that got shot and killed because she was defending herself because she was getting jumped by those girls, and
Mhm.
she got killed because she was chasing after that girl with a knife. Girl, y'all ain't care about the backstory of what it was. That
She
child is from
didn't even call the
that
police, so.
yeah, she's she's from foster care. Those were her foster
Mm,
parents. Do
mm.
you know what? Do you know how the foster care system is for real?
They
I
don't care
don't.
enough.
These people don't care about these kids. They use them for a check, throw them
Hmm.
away. Some of them get molested and raped, and can't have anybody to talk to them about it. But y'all want to talk about the kids this, the kids that. There's people that ain't. There's kids that are homeless out here fending for themselves, becoming having to go into sex work as children to
Hmm.
try and get something in their bodies to eat, to get basic necessities. I don't want to hear nothing about no daggone kids this and kids that. We teaching the kids the wrong things, and the kids need to know the Lord and this, that, and third. Well, girl, if you care so much about the kids, girl, we wouldn't have all these kids out here not having a family, child. So shut the hell up. Now, Miss Tokyo Tony, girl, you can't be coming on nobody's daggone platform a year ago, girl, then go and parade yourself against with this hoe. You need to worry about your own goddamn kid that don't know how, don't feel the love from your stupid ass. Cause you don't even care about your own goddamn kid either. You another one. Black China out here trying to mend a relationship with you on a whole TV show, can't even get a whole conversation going because you want to act all crazy and want to have a scene, bitch, to get a check.
People better figure out like People don't
Worry about
understand.
yourself. Look in the mirror, bitch. What's that song Michael Jackson used to sing?
I'm talking to the
Man in
man
the
in the mirror.
mirror. I'm
Yep.
talking to the man in the mirror, girl. Use that mirror. Oh, wait, you can't look at yourself in the mirror because you know you ain't shit.
Mm.
That's why you can't look in the mirror, bitch. Look in the mirror. It's easy to judge somebody else from the other side, girl,
Mm.
because
Mm.
you don't live their life, girl. And if you were in their shoes, you probably wouldn't even survive. You're mad because your child, all the stuff you did to your child, they ain't quit on themselves. That's what you're mad about. You
Mm.
mad that your child said, "I'ma still be who the fuck I am. I don't care if and or but." That's the problem. You're mad that your child survived. You wanted your child to sit around and die and kill themselves and take them out, but will be the first one when that happens to be like, "I love my baby." Well, your baby going, girl. They can't feel that love no more. They in the spirit realm, girl. I don't know what everybody believes. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and know that we go up to heaven or we go to hell, whatever it is. That's what I believe. However, some people believe in the spirit realm and all the other stuff. So whatever you believe, wherever the spirit resides, that's where you believe. But for me, it's too late, girl. It's too late. Your child went out this earth not knowing that you love them.
Right. Mm.
That's sad.
Wow.
That is sad.
Because I guarantee, I'm not, again, I ain't going to wish this on nobody. But I can't, these are the same kind of people that once their child is gone and, oh, their child passes away, the first ones want to act a fool at the funeral. While
Mm.
everybody knows who you were when they were still alive,
Mm.
you lying, you going to the church. Everybody knows who you are, mamas. You ain't fooling nobody but yourself. Cause all that love you want to give now while that baby is in the casket, you should have did while they was alive, girl, asking you for help.
Mm.
It's a big bad world out there, girl, that's trying to kill your kids
Already.
already.
And
They
you
don't need
better.
to, they don't need you to kill them first, girl.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
Right. That's a double homicide
That
for real,
that
for real.
right there. That is deep.
Oh, I
You gonna
just
kill your kids before they get outside. Then wonder why your kids are disrespectful to you, girl. They're disrespectful to you because you disrespected them their whole lives. Everybody wants to be like, "Oh, my child is so disrespectful to me." What did you do to your child?
right.
Kids ain't just disrespectful to their parents for no reason. I'm sorry.
Right. Right.
And
Mm.
again, I ain't no parent. I'm just a child.
Mm.
Well, somebody's child, girl. I'm grown, but I'm somebody's child. So that's where I'm speaking from. Again, I'm happy that Tasha's here so she can speak from the parental perspective. Um, and I love what you said about you ain't when it came to your son before you didn't want your son to be a reflection of yourself. That's something that I battle with even wanting to have kids
Yeah.
because me personally, because I'm more on the flamboyant feminine side. The main thing is I didn't want to have a son.
Mm.
If I ever had kids, I didn't want to have a son because I didn't want my son to be anything like me.
Yeah.
I said I didn't want him to be able to walk like me. I didn't want him to be
But
able to
we
talk like me
but
because
we
I don't
don't
want
know.
because I didn't want him to go through the bullshit I had to deal with. All my life I
Exactly.
was
I
bullied,
understand.
child. So I was like,
However, however,
I can't do
not to
it.
cut you off. However, that could be the very blessing that saves your child's life. Like
Right.
like certain things that we're scared for our kids to go through are the
Mm-hmm.
very thing that saves them to save us.
Mm.
Once I figured out my son was gay, it made me think, oh my God, what are my friends gonna say? At that point, I had some self-love, but I didn't know Tasha the way I knew her now.
Mm-hmm.
When my son told me, and he told Lyric this too, I'm happy with myself. I see myself for who I am. My son is 14. For him to say that, it instilled self-love more in me. My sons, I would say, I don't even want to call it anything bad. Well, his trauma or his coming out helped me. It helped me find more self love for myself to dig in deeper to become what I needed to be for him.
Mm.
That was the blessing. That was the blessing.
The
Had
blessing
I
and the
not
answer.
been sat down and told all of this stuff by him through his mouth, I would have still, just been kind of looking at him like, okay, what is he doing? He's literally taught me the community. He's taught me strength because the LGBT community, like strength. Okay, that's an understatement. My son is bold. He's bold and proud everywhere he goes. He doesn't care that somebody sees him walking around with a rainbow backpack. He don't care. He let people know this is my life. He was like, and I got tired of explaining myself, so I said, forget it. I'm gay. And whoever had a problem with it, I just didn't talk to him anymore. Okay. He's
May,
very mature.
may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
After your son told you what he told you, how long did it take you to actually use the term gay? To feel comfortable using it? Because some parents are still not comfortable. Like my mom is not comfortable using the term.
I mean, I call it what it is. Now, not to say that I'm using it to hurt feelings, because I love the community. All of my friends, literally, with the exception of one friend, all of my friends reside in this community. There's no way that I could, so I mean, I just say it how it is, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans. I mean, at this point, I would say I don't understand another word to use or another, jargon that I would use. If there is another word that is respectfully used, teach me that so that I can be on you guys' level so that I won't have to use anything.
Family's fine because when you say use the terminology family is
Yeah.
instead of a person going around and advertising that they're gay, a lot of people say, "You fam,"
Oh,
and
okay. Okay. See,
that's another way of saying.
y'all see that? Y'all see how easy it was to ask for that help? So my thing is I never want to get to a point where I am making anybody feel uncomfortable. I never want to degrade anybody. Cause I mean, the same way I'm pointing at you, I got three fingers pointing back at myself.
Mm,
I can't sit up here and beat you down for something that you are. I can only respect you for what you be. Honestly, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up. Everybody in the LGBT plus community are living out loud what they scared of. You don't see anybody really walking around kind of timid or anymore. Like they're living boldly. And the reason why is because I love it because they're the only people that are living who they really are.
a real truth.
Everybody else is just still finding themselves if they even are looking for themselves. But to know that I've gotten to a point where I'm comfortable to say that I'm bisexual, it took me a while to say that. I am who I am. I'm comfortable. And if you don't like me because of that, Tasha's still gonna wake up tomorrow. Hopefully, that's what God's will is. I'ma still run after this bag. I'ma still do my thing. You're not gonna stop anything.
Mm,
I'm gonna live for me.
mm, my God, and today.
Yeah.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you both y'all for coming in and sharing your thoughts and opinion on the conversation. We try to put some helpful tidbits out there for, either one of them if they ever stumble across this video. Hey, if you know them, let them know. They can come right on over here. Where to Jazmine and Imani? We'll have a conversation with them because I don't mind talking with anyone. Um, I just want us to give shouts out to everyone that comes in to support me. I really appreciate it. We have on Friday, I have a special show that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a road trip, so y'all get prepared for that. Because I'm going out of town, and yeah, so that's probably going to be. Maybe I should just make that members only at first, and then release it to everybody. I know I got to figure it out, but thank you, Zyla, for coming in and sharing your story, a portion of your story, because you know people don't realize what other people are going through. And thank you, Tasha, for allowing us in to see another aspect of your beauty. Because I
Oh,
always say
thank
there's
you.
beauty in the ashes, and we all have to take and burn something off. But
Yeah.
then when you pick those ashes, we ain't getting into that.
Yeah,
I'm stopping right
girl,
now.
you're gonna open up another hour and 29
Right,
I'm
minutes now.
stopping. I'm
right,
stopping
girl.
right there. But
Gotta stop.
I can't do anything. I love to hear my baby. So I'm gonna give y'all a song from my sugar, just a little piece of it, and then from the knee baby. Be glad when Zylan start back singing, but Zylan ain't singing that right now. But I'm gonna
Oh,
give a portion of it from my knee baby, and then we finna get ready to get out of here, y'all.
okay.
I was looking for a cure to pull me through. I decide which medicine to use. 'Cause everybody.
Will you hear this, Mr. Lyric? I have a challenge that I want you to take and do. I'm gonna inbox you that. I have a challenge I want you to take and do because I think
Mm.
Lyric could do it a little bit better. Just one more, then we're gonna get out of here. I promise.
Over time, I've been building my castle of love, castle of love just for two. Though you never knew you were my reason, I've gone much too far for you now to say that I've got to throw my castle away. And though you don't believe that they do come true. For then my dreams come true when I looked at you. And maybe too if you would believe, you'd still might be overjoyed over love, over me.
Knee baby,
I love,
challenge has been sent to you.
I love Ashley. I love Ashley. That's my girl.
Knee baby, challenge has been sent to you, and baby, which is Silence, challenge has been sent to you. Y'all can find that on Instagram or
I love
TikTok.
Ashley. Sure.
So I'm gonna need to hear them. I'm gonna need to hear them. But thank you to everyone y'all for coming in and being a part of the show tonight. Thank you, Shayla, for coming in at the end, girl. I always love you, always support you. Thank you, Breezy Bree. Thank you, Look Back at It, Leslie. The Anthony Brown Show. I'm looking forward to seeing that book, baby, because thugs and homeboys do it too. The one and only Jatari's in the house with us this evening.
Hey.
I am Eugene Dunn came through and pressed through. Thank you for coming in and being a part of the show with us this evening. 305, baby. Come on, baby. The one and only Diva One has been in the building with us this evening. As I say always to each and every one of y'all. You know what? I'm gonna let one of y'all close out the show. Who wanna close out the show?
Zylan.
Oh, girl, should I give him the classic closing that I used to do back in the
You
day?
do whatever's on your heart. But before you do that, I'm gonna take this time to say thank you for y'all coming in and being a part of the show. If y'all are listening to this on any of my
No
other
problem.
platforms, y'all come on over to Jasmine Devon on YouTube and y'all enjoy in onto this show to see the visuals, see the aesthetics of the whole situation. If you're listening to it on my podcast, thank you for joining me on the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. Um Tasha, thank you. And I will see
No
you probably
problem.
on Tuesday. You'll be in the house with Onyx. I'm looking forward to
Yes.
Onyx and
Oh,
say
I am.
Onyx. Me and Onyx, we gonna take him. We gonna box because Onyx ain't talked to me yet. So we gonna be.
Yes. Yes.
But as I say always, God only made one you. If you are not you, who the hell else can you be? Zala, take us out.
Well, I want you all to take some of the nuggets we gave y'all on making sure that you educate yourselves. However, I'm gonna go back to some ratchetry, girl. How I used to close the show back in the day. Y'all know y'all enjoyed this shit, child. So y'all might as well hit that daggone like button and subscribe button. Get my mother Miss Jasmine up more than 1,000 subscribers, girl, because you know you can, girl. You watching here anyway, girl, stealing your shit, stealing our shit, and taking it back to your own channels to do it, girl. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure you follow Miss Tasha the Gemini on her social media at Tasha the Gemini. Okay. Make sure you listen to her music on SoundCloud as well, girl.
Yes, I gotta.
Also make sure you follow all the affiliates of this channel. My auntie Miss Savine, who's not here today, but she's here in spirit. Make sure you do all
Yes.
that. Make sure you follow Anthony Brown show, the Anthony Brown show, girl. Do all of that. Make sure you support everyone that has come through. Other than that, learn something, bitches, and stop using your kids as a shield. Fuck you and good night.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me